Local government autonomy. Governors in fresh rule move to delay implementation. Local government plans to get October allocation for federation account as nudge others urge enforcement. Custom intercept 682 cannabis in Bika and Tinkan port. Court hears Barbican, FBM, 5.4 billion shares, dispute, October 21, 25 killed in Niger boat crash. National honors, House not inferior to Senate. Rep tell FG. People are saying that this guy is the next best thing to happen in the world of football when he made that move from Ajax to Manchester United. But my brother, he plays for Girona right about now. But Girona lost to, or rather, but Girona was denied first points in the competition after the defender Ladislav turned Igor Piasov's 97 minutes cross into 1-0. Airlines today. Okay, now Girona also lost the first round in their Champions League opener. Last match, Williams speeding as road. Boat crash. 25 killed in Niger boat crash. Last month, blame speeding and road crash claims 10. There's too much death on Nigerian road, too much carnage on Nigerian road. Roads of 20 to 30,000 casualties every year. Nigerian Lagos to Ilorin road network is about the busiest road network in Africa. And yet, casualty there is about the worst you can ever see in Africa. I expected the president to make the arrow like 10 lane, 5. I think like Obasanjo wanted to, but not much effort was done there. And then they are doing another one, I go to Coastal to Calabar Road, draining the energy effort. I think the Buhari did a lot of work on that road. I don't know. Nigerian roads, you have to be fixed. Government is doing well, trying to do well in that sector, but their effort is not good enough. PDP crisis, Oyinlola peace panel begins sitting on Monday. NIMC end data modification in outlet. Business ought to support education revival. Women miners urge African leaders to fix value chain hurdles. They should be adding value to African mineral resources. A lot of wealth there, trillions of dollars to be made. But it seems that the institutions in Africa have always been moribund. They only add value. I don't know, the skilled labor are migrating every day. Human capital, people are leaving the continent. Local government pool, INEC to register rivers, Wiki scam clash. Wiki and Fubara, Godfather and Godson. Luther continue fight about Nigeria campaign for debt forgiveness. Tinubu claimed to have reduced debt to GDP ratio by 30 trillion. I try to dispute that. In the federal government, there is 121 trillion. How is that possible? What is the source of revenue? Considering the revenue to GDP ratio in Nigeria, it's very, very, very low level compared to the period of Jonathan. Nigeria campaign for debt forgiveness. Nigeria is looking for favors again during the recently completed 79 UN General Assembly in New York. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu asked the UN and developed world leaders to prioritize debt forgiveness for Nigeria and other developing countries from creditors and multilateral financial institutions. Tinubu's motive for Nigeria cannot be faulted. While the president's campaign is legitimate, it overlooks a complex interplay of homegrown challenges and tax burden to the high cost of government, which militate against country's economy and required its urgent action. Represented by Vice President Kashim Shettima at the annual event, the president said we must ensure that any reform of international financial system will include comprehensive debt relief measures to enable sustainable fund financing for development. Countries of global south cannot make meaningful economic progress without special concession and a review of their current debt burden. The Tinubu administration inherited debt to GDP ratio of 38%. However, fresh borrowing and its failure to tackle fiscal challenges, such as failure to tackle fiscal challenges, such as low crude output amid high government expenditure and a sluggish GDP growth rate, have pushed the ratio to 52.9%. This figure exceeds the debt ceiling of 40% prescribed by IMF for developing countries. Data from Central Bank of Nigeria show the debt service cost consumes 74% of the federal government return revenue. In the first quarter of 2024, in its independent day broadcast, Tinubu said debt servicing are reduced to 68%. Unfortunately, this has robbed the country of social amenities, infrastructure, healthcare, and other developmental aspects of the national life. Nigeria benefited from a significant debt relief initiative during the Olusegun Obasanjo administration, when Obasanjo took office in 1999. The country debt stood at $28.54 billion through a series of debt through a series of strategic initiatives. Nigeria debt was significantly reduced to $2 billion, 2.11. Key to this success was the substantial reduction of domestic and foreign debt by 31.8%, facilitated by agreement with foreign creditors, including London and Paris Club. As independent, Nigeria debt stock was $17 million. Debt to GDP ratio was the debt to GDP ratio fell from 75% in 1991 to 7.3% in 2008. Experts point out that due to 2010 oil glut, the COVID-19 pandemic, the NSAS protests in 2020, the 2021 economic crisis, the 2021 Twitter ban. Twitter ban. The 2021 Twitter ban and the 2023 general election Nigerian debt swat. President Umaru Yar'Adua, Goodluck Jonathan and Mohammed Buhari in succession plunged Nigeria into debt hole again without anything to show for it. In 2015, debt was $41.54 billion. Apart from the reckless ways and means borrowing under Buhari, debt grew to $90 billion in 2022. First quarter of 2024, Nigeria owed $121 trillion in domestic and national debt. This figure worsened because of Naira depreciation. In addition to calling on international creditor by Kande, Tinubu should appraise Nigerian government and embark on reform geared towards reducing debt burden. The Presidential Committee on Fiscal Policy and Tax Reform has consistently advocated reviewing total taxes from over 50% in just 8, from over 50 to just 8, and the removal of withholding taxes in import duty for farmer and manufacturer. Tinubu needs to implement the recommendation of this committee. The President should understand that debt cancellation goes together with a reduction in the cost of governance. The country creditor will not take his players for debt forgiveness seriously, knowing that recently purchased $150 million presidential jail that is spent $2.3 billion international trade and related expenses. The government should prioritize commanding heights of the economy to gain liquidity and intensify efforts to boost the domestic production of petroleum products. My point is that I don't know what do they do with the fund that government borrows. Eh? We are getting a subsidy has been removed. In 2012, 2013 budget, the budgets of 4.9 and 4.6 trillion respectively. Subsidy go up about $3 trillion of that budget. So that two-thirds of that money is used for recurrent expenditure. But now that Tinubu claimed that subsidy has been removed, why is it that 90%, which was formerly 90% to service debt, it has come down to 75%? Tinubu was claiming 60%. Why? What do they do with all this money that were borrowed? Hmm? What is that we have abandoned projects everywhere, running to trillions of naira uh, that were not finalized. I wrote an essay on it. Abandoned project was just too much in Nigeria. So many abandoned, thousands of abandoned, what trillions of naira? Nothing has been done about it. It seems that government is just lying to Nigeria. Every year they reallocate funds to uh, or the same old project. The Meji Bankole was saying the other time, 65% of government projects were reallocated from prior, prior period or past year. I don't know. Nigeria campaign for debt forgiveness, and yet the GDP is about over 200 and something trillion. Hmm? The debt is about 121 trillion. The subsidy removal has not really impacted on Nigeria economy. The case of Dangote refinery should be allowed to see the light of the day. You should buy petrol at 200 to 300 naira per liter.